How's it going, everyone? My name is Graeme, and welcome back to the Kingdom of Loathing. One thing that I need to draw attention to immediately is that I went through the entire first episode of this, repeatedly referring to the Toot Oriole as I worked my way through the tutorial, and I somehow never made the connection that this little bird is named Tutorial. It's not Toot Oriole. I mean, it is, but it's Tutorial. It's just a mile over my head. I can't believe I didn't catch that. I just thought it was such a funny little name for this critter, and I feel like such an idiot. I had already told myself that I wanted to make a point of saying, hey, I'm going to do my best to deliver the jokes to the best of my ability, to make sure I get into things, that I try to not let things go over my head, and I missed what is essentially the first joke in the game. So not setting myself up for a great start there. But I have a new message from the Toot Oriole, so I'm kind of curious what he had to say. I'm going to work really hard so I can try and live up to the standard set by Hugbert. Toot Oriole level 20, helpful bird. What is all this? He's got the Oriole feather headdress. This is a headdress made from the feathers of the Toot Oriole. And the rusty grave robbing shovel. He's robbing graves? This is a shovel used for robbing graves. Too bad it can't also be used as a figurative shovel for burying the guilt you'd feel if you ever used it. You could give yourself a fantastic dose of tetanus with it, though. That might make you feel better. I think it might. I've put a nail through my foot before in real life and managed to not get tetanus, but I bet you it would have made me feel better. Observational glasses. What's the deal with a pair of glasses? This thing just started up with like a Jerry Seinfeld setup. What's the deal with a pair of glasses? There's only one of them. Yep, this is a pair of glasses formerly worn by one of the heydays' greatest comedians, Larry of the Field of Signs. So, it's from Larry David Seinfeld, Larry of the Field of Signs, and their observational humor. Oh my god, okay. So I was saying that as a joke. That's totally part of the joke. There's so many layers to this. I'm only halfway through the description. They'll enable you to observe what's happening in the world around you and use those observations to make hilarious jokes. That is, if you're in a parallel universe where hilarious jokes means pointing out things everyone already knows. There's a talent to that, I would say. I don't think it's something that inherently everyone's good at. And he has a familiar. Oh, I forgot there's familiars in this game. I don't have one yet, but he has the Pebble. Pebble the pet rock. Oh, they're hidden. The Toot Oriole kept their terrarium hidden. That's a weird thing. He's in a clan. Store twigs not for sale? Must be, I need my... Can I get my own shop? Is that part of the game here? I don't exactly know about that, honestly. And there's like a whole trophy section and everything. I have no idea what all of this is about. Why I had this message or anything like that. I do not know. So today is Oyster Egg Day. Instead of Easter Egg Day. It's April 2nd. In the date of Kingdom of Loathing. In real life, it's November 14th. I don't really know what the calendar is in this game. I don't know if it has its own 365-day thing or, how that's set up. Let's take a quick look at this. The enchanted flying oyster came last night and hid his magical eggs all over the kingdom. Grab a basket at the general store and go egg hunting. Well, I don't really have a lot of money, but maybe I could afford it? The general store. Once I was a hero of the Cola Wars. Now I wage war against high prices. Well, you're a great man. Thank you for your services. It's probably not particularly worth it. I can't afford it anyways. This is a basket used for hunting the eggs hidden all over the kingdom by the enchanted flying oyster. If you don't have one of these equipped, you won't be able to find any oyster eggs. If you find some, go ahead and put them in this basket, though. I don't have enough meat to buy the basket to begin with, and even if I did, I only have like a couple of areas to explore. Kind of too bad. I had a few people in the comments saying that they were old long time players of Kingdom of Loathing and either don't play anymore or don't play as much, since they offered to send me a few things. I said that's super cool, very generous of you. I don't want anything that's going to give me like a crazy leg up, like anything that's going to make me sail through this game. I want to go through it kind of properly, slowly, steadily, build my way up sort of thing. But they said mostly they just want to send me things that were unique to special events and stuff, so you can't actually get them anymore. So Disco Doris, welcome to the game, and I got the refrigerated biohazard container. Let's read up on that. This is a small cooler emblazoned, is that a word? With a symbol that either indicates life-threatening contaminants or crappy music within. Of course, it could just indicate that the sender of this gift has a strange sense of humor, so proceed with a modicum of caution. If only I had the observational glasses, then I could observe it more thoroughly and figure out whether or not it is just a humorous gift. I cannot be traded or discarded. It's a gift item. Is there really anything I can do with it? It must be specific to something. Welcome back, Carl Dancer. I'm pleased to see you've decided to try out another day of adventuring. Oh, it must have, when it said I had a message from the Toot Oriole, I must have clicked on the Toot Oriole. It took me to his page here. This is the actual message. Here's a little something with which to wet your whistle. Enjoy. XOXO. Oh, that's very lovely of him. The Toot Oriole care package. This is a care package given to you by the Toot Oriole. He was even kind enough to wrap it in plain brown paper so that anybody who sees you with it will assume you've ordered something naughty. Is that really... Would you really assume that it's naughty just based on that? Based on the brown paper wrapping? I don't know if that would be my immediate assumption, seeing something like that. Let's pop her open. Oh, whoops. I guess I gotta hit use. Oh, and I can open the biohazard container. So maybe that wasn't the actual gift itself. That was just what the gift came in. So I'll check that second. Let's open up this first. I got 3 bowls of Oriole's Nest soup. Oh, that's really sad because there was like bird spit nest soups or whatever, which cost like hundreds of dollars. Or they're just the stupidest thing. I can't even believe they exist or that they're a delicacy. You guys can look it up. It's absurd that exists. They're literally soups made out of bird spit. But I'm pretty sure I can't remember if the bird population is suffering because of it or not. I wouldn't doubt if they are. People are just really bad at exploiting things. Maybe they do it in some sort of sustainable manner. I have no idea. This is a bowl of soup made from the fragments of the Toot Oriole's nest cooked in a rabbit liver broth. It smells a lot better than it sounds, honest. Okay, smells, but what about tastes? And 3 bottles of Mount Noob Pale Ale. This is a bottle of beer brewed by the Toot Oriole. Oh, he brews his own beer. What a cool guy. I think me and the Toot Oriole could be friends. I hope he sticks around. Unfortunately, he's probably very limited to just the very beginning of the game here. The hand-printed label claims that it's made with the finest barley and hops grown on the scenic slopes of Mount Noob. Some good booze. Good way to get a little bit drunk. And let's open up our biohazard containment thing. Holy shit! I was not expecting that much stuff. You pry the lid off the biohazard container when the fog from the dry ice clears. There wasn't dry ice in the box, but there was a cheesy heavy metal band playing nearby. So that they have a joke about crappy music with the biohazard thing and a cheesy heavy metal band with fog and stuff. It makes me think the developers aren't a very big fan of heavy metal music. Either that or they just like to make fun of them. You might find these things useful. A bottle of domesticated turkey. Oh, instead of wild turkey. Wild turkey is a whiskey or a rye. I don't know the difference. This is a tiny airline-sized bottle. Why is everything airline-sized? Where's the full stuff? What if I want a nice, like a man's helping of rye? Premium brand whiskey. Yeah, there you go. You can tell it's premium because it comes in a bottle instead of a jarro. Bottle instead of a jarro. I got nothing there. I don't get it. I don't know what a jarro is. I don't know what the joke is. Ice rice. This is a bowl heaped high with little rice grain-shaped pieces of ice. They could have just called it our ice. Rice. Epic food. I don't know if I want to ever use that. Might just have to hang on to it. The Knob Goblin lunchbox. Knob Goblin is literally just a hilarious thing. I love it already. This is a simple black lunchbox. It's pretty boring compared to the ones you had as a kid with Knight Rider or maybe strawberry shortcake on it. Unless you're too young to have had one of those, in which case, get off my lawn. I think I had a lunchbox with like Spider-Man on it or something. I don't remember. I think that's all I can picture right now anyways. Tiny barrel. What the hell? Huh, that barrel of food had another tinier barrel inside it. That must have been... I obviously never had the larger barrel, so I have no idea. Like, maybe a 16-ounce barrel? Is that what people used before soda cans were invented? And then it bites you on the finger and you realize it's a baby mimic. Hatches into the little barrel mimic. Oh, it's a familiar. I might have my first familiar. You like this barrel? Get ready for a surprise. That's not a barrel. Increased stat gains and sometimes gives items. That seems like a really good familiar to have. I mean, I don't really have a lot to compare it to, but I think that's really good. The Ziblaxian Hollow Wrist Putter Sim Code. Hollow Wrist Pewter. Hollow Wrist Pewter? I have no idea what this is. This probably has something to do with some quest that I have no idea. The dot matrix printout contains code written for some cosmic computer hidden behind the veil of reality. Everywhere and nowhere. The instructions appear to be for some sort of crazy wrist-mounted computer. No idea. Not going to know what that is. 10 penultimate fantasy chests. This is a chest you found on the penultimate fantasy airship. Probably contains goodies. Probably not going to go cracking into those right away. We'll set them aside, especially if it contains penultimate goodies, you know. I wonder if these will be useful, things I want to equip. This is a spatula, the Knobgoblin spatula, of the sort used by Knobgoblin chefs. Some people call it a turner because it can be used to turn things. Maybe a flipper, maybe a switcher, a flopper, a twister. There's all sorts of names for it. It can turn things such as Teds and Tinas. Some other people call it a Sedgewicker, but we stopped talking to those people shortly after they stopped making sense entirely. This must be meant for a pastomancer. Or maybe a sorcerer? I can probably use it though. Damage 3 to 6, spell damage plus 4. It's probably better than the pasta ladle I have. The Uber pants instead of underpants. Maybe they're just pants. These are the finest pants that have ever been made. I mean, damn, Gina. These pants so fine in the 16th century. There's a reference that I do not know, unfortunately. And the Knobgoblin Harem Veil. This is a veil formerly worn by a Knobgoblin harem girl. That's about all you can say about it. Well, it's certainly all I can say about it. It's a hat, and it's part of a disguise. The Knobgoblin Harem Disguise. Outfit bonus plus 3 sleaze damage. Oh, that's interesting that you can put together... You can get like set bonuses. That's pretty cool, actually. Well, that contains so much more stuff than I thought it would. If I equip the spatula... I want to look at my character. 1 to 2 damage, so 3 to 6, definitely better. Hat. Oh, they have similar powers. So what if I pop open both of these? So I can just have a quick look here. Well, it'd be nice to have for the disguise potentially, but I'll take the extra spell damage for now, I suppose. And the old sweatpants. Oh god, these things are way better, but I can't use them because I need 7 moxie. And I don't know what I'm at, probably like 2 or something. 2, yeah, literally at 2. So I can't do anything with that. I do want to equip that familiar though. Let me double check how to do that. Put in terrarium? Is that how I hatch him maybe? You don't have a terrarium to put him in. Oh, so that could be why I can't do anything with it yet. That's fine. I'll move on to the Seaside Town. We'll get rolling on the actual story here. Thank you for the gifts. That's really cool. I hope nothing was too spoilery. It really doesn't seem like it was, so that's good. The adventure signal, I better go to the Council of Loathing to see what they got going on here. They got a little panel of loathing. Say, it's a new adventurer. Welcome, welcome. I'm probably like the 1 millionth or 10 millionth person to come through here. Luckily, there's always new adventures in the Kingdom of Loathing. Boy, we sure can use people like you right about now. Oh, but where are our manners? We're the Council of Loathing, and you are? Carl Dancer. That's a hero's name if we have ever heard one. Listen, We're going to have plenty of work for you, but first you should probably spend a little time getting your bearings. You look a little underpowered, so maybe you can head off to one of the less dangerous parts of the kingdom. Let's say the Haunted Pantry in Spookyraven Manor on the right side of the tracks, or the outskirts of Cobb's Knob on the nearby plains, possibly where knob goblins reside, or the sleazy back alley on the wrong side of the tracks in Seaside Town. Probably want to go with the Haunted Pantry first. Makes sense that a Pastamancer would take on like pantry related things, fight some like sauce based monsters, spices, canned goods, all that fun stuff. Come back after you've explored a little and we'll be ready for your first assignment. Oh, and you should really consider joining your class's guild so you can learn new skills and stuff. Head over to the League of Chef-Magi on the right side of the tracks and talk to Gorgonzola. Nice cheese-based leader. I believe you said that was on the right side of the tracks, right? I don't want to get that wrong. The guard tower. There's Irk and Eep and Glurp and Erps coming out of there. The League of Chef-Magi, that's what I want. There's also Lyle Industries, Spookyraven Manor, the Brotherhood of the Smackdown, the cake-shaped arena. It just looks like a standard Coliseum, and a construction site where possibly something will be unlocked, or maybe it's like some sort of joke that it's always under construction, that nothing's ever going to be finished. We'll go to the League of Chef-Magi first and talk to Gorgonzola, the chief chef. I almost read it as Chief because it kind of just looks a little bit like that. Hey, they have a section for Pastamancers and Sorcerers. I kind of assumed that they both must be based around noodle craft. I guess it's a Pastamancer. Like, you're kind of like a Necromancer. Necromancers are kind of frowned upon. They're like the black sheep of the magic world, dealing with death and dark magic and stuff. I feel like that's what I am, as a Pastamancer. He may have that innocent little smile, but I think Carl Dancer is a bit of a dastardly fellow. We'll talk to Gorgonzola here. You wish to join the League of Chef-Magi? Gorgonzola asks, looking you up and down. Very well, but first you must prove your abilities. How do I do that, you ask? Not far from here in the Haunted Pantry, there resides a polter sandwich. A what? A polter sandwich. A particularly angry manifestation of a sandwich ghost. There's various kinds of sandwich ghosts. A sandwich ghost? Only the really delicious ones. Oh, I made myself such a tasty BLT today. If any sandwich is going to have a ghost, it was that bitchin' BLT I ate. I want you to find and tame this particular polter sandwich and return here with it. Ooh, I'm not just trying to kill it, I'm trying to tame it. Very well, Gorgonzola, I can do that for you. Now, where the hell did he say it was? It was in the Spooky Manor. The Haunted Conservatory, the Haunted Billiards Room, the Haunted Library. Is there anything not haunted in this manor? That'd be really funny if there wasn't. The Haunted Kitchen, the Haunted Pantry. And upstairs? You get halfway up the flight of stairs when an unseen force pushes you back down them. Thanks a lot for your help, unseen force. You lose 1 hit point. That unseen force is a bit of a bitch, isn't it? We'll go with the Haunted Pantry here. That's where the Council of Loathing told me to start, I believe, as well. You're fighting a flame-broiled meat blob. You are suddenly ambushed by a giant flame-broiled meat blob. It bobs up and down menacingly, dripping with meaty goodness and radiating waves of intense heat. I will just use my new spatula, my new handy spatula. It's probably stronger than I'm technically meant to have right now by a little bit, by just a little bit. So I imagine I'm going to kill a lot of things in 1 hit right now. Meat paste. This is a sticky paste made out of meat. It could be used to stick 2 things together. Ooh, just perhaps food? My imagination doesn't go much further than that. I'm just thinking of delectable appetizers I could make, like sticking cheese to crackers with delicious meat paste. Adventure again! You're fighting a possessed can of tomatoes. I said I'd be fighting sauces and canned goods and things, and here I am. Inside the Haunted Pantry, you encounter this abomination. You assume a fighting stance and prepare to match your opponent with a can of whoop-ass. You get the jump on him and bash him good. You swing the knob goblin spatula and hit your foe, but it's so tough that you only manage to inflict 3 damage. If you were more muscular, you'd be able to do some real damage against an opponent this strong. You win the fight. That 3 damage was enough to kill him still? Ooh, I get one of the tomatoes from the can. This is a tomato. If you're anything like me, you probably don't like tomatoes. If you're anything like Dan Quayle, you probably can't spell tomatoes. Is that someone from one of the developers or something? Are all these spelt right? So I think they're all spelt right. I personally can never friggin' remember if you're supposed to put the E in there or not. Cocktail, cooking ingredient and cocktail crafting ingredient. Although they consider it a crappy food. I used to not like tomatoes. Now I like them, specifically on BLTs, as I've already mentioned. Kind of a little tangent. I really didn't like tomatoes for a long time, but when I was living in a residence, you had a food card that you had to load money onto, and that had to last you for like a full semester. And I would buy BLTs for lunch now and again, and the first couple, like 1 or 2 times I did it, I ordered it without tomato, and I realized I was paying like $7 because it's absurdly overpriced for toast, lettuce, and bacon. And I was like, that's stupid. I'm just going to start eating the tomatoes so I'm not wasting all this money. And then eventually I started liking tomatoes, and that's my wonderfully informative story about learning to enjoy tomatoes. I'm sure you're all super glad that you got to hear. The Baker's Dilemma. Oh, I'm so excited that your encounters aren't always fights. I'm very excited about this because I kind of was already missing the wanders from West of Loathing where you would encounter random events and stuff. So this is really exciting for me. This is awesome. Pardon me, shouts a man that approaches you as you near the pantry. Could I trouble you for a spot of assistance? With what? Well, you see, I've baked this birthday cake for my friend Claude, but I thought I'd play a bit of a trick on the old chap, so I used these hilarious novelty candles that are very difficult to blow out. It says on the package, they can't be lit by normal matches. Apparently some sort of magical fire is required. Do you suppose you could be so kind as to find some for me and get these candles burning? He looks at you expectantly. I'll see what I can do. I'm sorry, I'm busy right now. Hey, what's that over there? I'll see what I can do. I would enjoy helping out. I'll see what I can do, you say, and the baker hands you the cake. Bring it back to me when you've figured out how to light it, he says, and I acquire the Unlit Birthday Cake. And I imagine when I'm finished with it, that I just come back to the pantry, right? This is a birthday cake for Claude, but the candles haven't been lit yet. If only I had a flame, but you had a fire. Anyways, Claude gets angry if his birthday cake has unlit candles on it, so you better take care of the situation as soon as possible. ASAP, one might say, if one were kind of a jackass. I've never understood why some people really strongly dislike when people say ASAP, like, or when they say ASAP or whatever. I mean, I get it when you're writing it out, but some people really hate when you say it. Apparently this is one of them. You're a jackass. I think it's fine. What does it matter? I've never got it, but some people get pissy. Let's run through like 1 or 2 more quick haunted pantry adventures. See if we can find this ghost. You're fighting an undead elbow macaroni. Oh, it's like a pasta mancer stuff. Inside the haunted pantry, you encounter an undead elbow macaroni of unusual size. It rubs its hand together and prepares to assault you like a peanut. Assaulting? Assault, it's a salted peanut. You kick your opponent up 4 notches. Bam, zot, boink. New attack damage record. You win the fight and get magicalness in a can. Isn't that wonderful? This is a can of aerosol magicalness. When you spray it on yourself, you become more magical. Meat pasting component. So I can use meat paste to paste this to something else. I'm confused by that slightly. And magicalness and chutzpah. And meat blob. I've fought one of them before. Not that exciting. New damage record though, 6. That's pretty great. Got more meat paste for pasting of things together. Can of tomatoes. Fought one of those before. I'm kind of skipping past that. Ooh, the razor sharp can lid. This is a lid from a tin can. It's really sharp around the edges. You could probably throw this at something and hurt it fairly badly. Combat items. So something... Okay, that probably exists outside my regular turns, I suppose. Ooh, and a big sandwich appears. Is this the ghost of a sandwich, or is this just a regular sandwich? I think it's literally just a regular sandwich, but we're going to deal with this next time when we come back to the Kingdom of Loathing. I'm going to deal with this sandwich, I'm going to kill it, and then I'm going to deal with its ghost, and then I'm going to take that back to the guy, Gorgonzola. He asked me to bring him back a sandwich ghost. Probably this isn't the exact storyline that he was talking about, but next time I'll find the sandwich ghost one way or another. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.